Hello and welcome to this channel. Through these set of videos, I aim to share my personal journey and experiences of moving to Canada on a study permit at age 41. In today's video, I'll be sharing the steps I took to identify the course and the university that I shortlisted for this program. Having worked in Singapore, I came across many platforms where the government of Singapore wanted to enhance or upskill their current workforce. As we all know that with so much of longevity, none of us would be retiring at the age of 60. So the Singapore government is taking a lot of initiatives in upskilling their workforce. To choose the course that I wanted to do, I think my first stop was to go to Singapore's Skills Future website. There were many packages where you could see as to what's something which is in trend or is in demand now or which will be in demand going forward, and they had identified these courses where there could be some career conversion programs or career transition programs. There is always some chance to upskill yourself and learn some new things, and so that you have the necessary skills to move into a new career. Let me just take you through this website. It has all the options. If you go to Skills Future mid-career support package, they have career conversion programs, they have Skills Future career transition programs, they have tech skills accelerator mid-career. So why I'm asking you to go to this website, I'm not aware if there are any other websites. This website aims to show you so many career opportunities, especially for individuals who are in the age of 40s and 50s, so that they are employable. So when you look at this, you look at so many trainings and courses. So if you are in tech, or if you want to go into media, what are the subjects that you could probably choose? So say if you were in tech, and cybersecurity is a very important thing. Cybersecurity, each and every company going forward has so much of data and they need that cybersecurity in place. So why not do some certifications in cybersecurity? Because it's a new certification, whether it's you at a 40-year age or whether it's a fresher who's just out of college who are signing up for these certifications, this will be a course which will be new to both of you. The next one is the data science immersive. That's one of the courses that I signed up for. The current program that I'm doing in Canada is related to data science and data analytics. Then of course you have digital marketing immersive program. Say if you have been in the field of sales and marketing in your current role, digital marketing, SEO, SEM pushes. Every company, every business wants to have an upper hand in digital marketing. So why not sign up for some course in digital marketing? Of course, then you have programs like software developer, software engineering, test analyst. You'd be surprised to know that software engineering and software developer need some coding experience in the background, but for a test analyst or for a QA role, not much is required. You can just then again go for applied artificial intelligence, experience design. If you are, however, related to sales and media roles, UI and UX. UI and UX is a fantastic field. Any application or any website you open, there is a UI UX that we all see, and it's if you have some design experiences, then of course UI UX would be a fantastic place. So you see what's relevant to your current experience. Of course, you do not want to start something absolutely new. Working in a domain like finance that I was with 17 years of work experience, I did not want to choose a stream which was absolutely new to me. I wanted to pick up some skill where I could add my finance industry knowledge and learn something new which is relevant in the industry and combine them together to provide a solution to my employer. And that's how I decided to choose on the data analytics role. Most of the programs had some prerequisites where you had to have some experience in coding, and that's how I picked up some Coursera courses. I learned Python. That is how I zeroed down on the course that I wanted to choose for study permit. My suggestion here would be that do not choose any course which is completely non-relevant to your past experiences. Probably say a finance or maybe an IT course, right? If you're planning to move into supply chain management, that doesn't sound right. You are a salesperson and you just wanted to know how the supply chain is happening all over the world. And that's one of the courses that you can pick up. So choose a course which is relevant. See if you add that course to your resume, will that add more value to your entire program? Next, we come to the choice of universities and colleges. I'll be very honest here, and I was quite skeptical to apply for a college, albeit a college fees is much lower, or I would say at least half than that of a university fees. But at the same time, I did not want to risk my visa application just because I went to a college. Now, Now, when you're applying for a university or college, you have to think from the perspective of the visa officer who is scrutinizing your application. You have 15 years of work experience. You might have done post-graduation back in your home country. Now, why would you choose to come to Canada just to study in a college? That doesn't sound right. So, you should always aim to choose a university so that your application becomes stronger. That yes, you have some experience in the past, you have gained so many years of experience after your last studies, whichever year it was, but now because you want to enhance and upskill your skill set, and that's the reason why you decided that you chose a university in Canada. I will also share a separate video where I talk about specific questions that you have to necessarily answer in your statement of purpose, not only for your college but for your visa application as well. So that's how I decided that I have to choose a university. Now, how did I zeroed on the universities that I applied for? There are two websites that I can guide you to. There's a template you can see in the link that I prepared when I was shortlisting these universities. You can just make a simple Google sheet. It had the university name, it had the total fees, what was the application start date, what was the application deadline date, if there are any prerequisites. Now, many of the universities, they ask you to have a specific GPA. They want some academic or professional reference letter. Now, the last I studied in college was like 17 years ago, so it was very difficult for me to go back to my professors and ask for a recommendation letter. And that's when I reached out to my past employers if they could share a reference letter for me. So I do have those specific formats, and I'll be happy to share those formats with you. You also have to look at what are the documents that they require. There are not just a letter of interest. Are there any interviews? What's the application fee? Or when are the results generated, and what all terms do they have. Having worked for 17 years, I did not want to choose a program which was too lengthy in nature. My main aim was to get a study permit, move to Canada, get my PR, and start living my life. And I did not want to spend a lot of time in just studying. So I chose a program which was 16 month. My target was to choose a program which was maximum 16 month in tenure, which is considered like a 2-year program and gives you a 3 years postgraduate work permit, which is more than sufficient to apply for your PR later on once you've graduated. These are the main things. A 16-month program, preferably a co-op, and less fee, which had some placement opportunities as well. There were some universities which asked for a GMAT score. Now, I did not have that. Another thing that I mentioned earlier, that I had given my IELTS exam, and I did my IELTS General exam wherein I scored CLB 10, and most of the universities, they had a requirement of IELTS academic. So I had to reach out to them specifically that I have an IELTS General where I have scored CLB 10. Do I still need to take an IELTS academic? Thankfully, many of the universities, they came back to me and they were happy to accept my IELTS General score, provided if I give them a letter from my academic institution saying that my course of study and examination was English. So I went back to my universities and got a letter from them stating that yes, my studies were in English and my examinations were conducted in English. Thankfully, none of the universities had that any problem, and I did not get any specific requirements to submit a separate IELTS academic score. You had to stick to the deadline. You had to ensure that recommendation letters are submitted by previous organizations. Every university sends a separate email to your referee, and you're not marked a copy there. So you have to inform your referee well in advance that you'll be receiving an email from this university, and this is what you have to write. I prepared all of those letter of recommendations to my previous employers and passed it on to them, and whenever they got this letter, that's when they decided to refer me as a suitable candidate for the said program. Well, I hope this video would have helped you in zeroing down on which program do you have to apply for and which university for your program.